My name is David McCutcheon, and I'm a retired physician executive, and that means that I have first of all worked as a family physician in Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and then went into healthcare administration, and I worked in healthcare administration in various provinces in Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Ontario and Saskatchewan in Canada, and I've worked in Ireland, in Dublin and in Gibraltar as well, doing either hospital new builds or hospital amalgamations or healthcare administration. We had an inspection done of the home as part of our moving in plan, and that inspection suggested a couple of things. One was that we needed to improve the insulation in the roof. It's a bungalow, so it's a big square footage of roof, and obviously it was built to code in 2003 standards. Today's standards, it was R30 that was in the roof at that time, and today's standards are R60. So one of the recommendations that the inspector gave us was that we should improve the insulation in the roof in order to improve the energy efficiency and to improve the lifespan of the roof itself. In my due diligence in kind of checking in on the company, Josiah had mentioned that the company was long-standing. It was a company that had a sense of corporate responsibility, which is important to me, and it was a donor to the Children's Health Foundation, local foundation. And it turned out that I was just going on the board of the Children's Health Foundation, and so I felt that the two of us were connected in a way to a significant charity, and that if that was part of the corporate policy or corporate philosophy of A&M to be a responsible donor in our community, then that probably said a lot about the company, its people, etc. So on the day, they arrived right on time, and they went to work. It was another hot day, so it had to be 48 degrees up in the attic, and the guys came and they worked hard, and they did their work, advised us of what they had done, and cleaned up spotlessly afterwards. So the garage was left in perfect order in terms of you wouldn't know that they'd been there except for the fact that you knew they were there, and you had heard the machine putting in all the insulation. So before we made the payment, Josiah came back and took the temperature in the roof, and the temperature was exactly what he said it would be, which was within 3 degrees of the ambient temperature outside. So we'd had a very significant, now it was a bit cooler on the day that he came, but still 48 degrees down to 30 degrees was a significant, and it was 27 degrees outside. So I felt that the company had delivered on its part of the commitment, and so we made the payment, and that was fine. Very positive, you know. The thing about it is, somebody who's retired, and you know, over the years I've heard kind of horror stories about roofing companies and about various things, and watching programs on television about home renovations, etc. One's always very anxious in regards to roofing issues or insulation issues, and so to me I'm very pleased. So much so now that I'm having them come back and do the eaves trough.